tuning into my YouTube channel. Today I will be introducing Kirsty Zammit, who is a fitness blogger and personal trainer. She'll be taking us through her fitness journey and her mental well-being associated with all of that. So, can you tell us a little bit about your journey and how you've come into the health and fitness industry?
Yeah, so when I was around sort of 12, 13 years old, I started doing athletics training while I was at school. That was mainly just because everyone in my family has always been in that industry and always sort of gone to training when they were younger. It was mainly a driver of my dad wanting me to go because my sister also went as well, so I started athletics training 3 to 4 times a week while I was at school, and that was mainly just doing sort of cross-country athletics, track sort of sports and competitions.
Okay, so quite a cardio-based.
Yeah. So it probably built my fitness up when I was during school, which was good at the time. And then when I turned 18, just a few years before I was turned in 18, my interest was sort of dropping in the actual sort of doing all the long distance sort of stuff. So when I turned 18, I joined my first gym, just sort of on my own. I could do my own training. I really sort of started to get the enjoyment back into it because I could start weight training as well. And then just through university and up until now, I've just always gone to the gym and enjoyed weight training.
So you've been, in terms of your sort of health and fitness in general, on a massive journey, haven't you, in terms of your physique and you know, your feelings towards your own body, really?
Yeah, I think as you sort of get into the motions of training and stuff, you do learn that you can sort of change your body this way, change your body that way, and you can sort of train the way that you want to. There's so many things that you can do at the gym that can make you feel better about yourself, whether it's weight training or actually just fitness stuff like doing more long distance cardio stuff as well. It all really helps.
So at what point did you really start to change the way you train to get the kind of body shape that you've got now?
I think it was definitely as I started going to uni, so it was just a few years after I turned 18. I think it was going out and meeting all types of new different people. I think when I was at school, when I was growing up with the same people, you sort of get your place in terms of like your friends or what your hobbies are. And it wasn't until I went to university and I joined the netball team, etc. I sort of wanted to sort of up my level, and that's when I started going to the gym more and more and sort of picking up heavier weights and sort of wanting to change my body shape in that way. I did feel that when I went to uni, I was more self-conscious because I was very like small framed, and I think that's where it sort of hit me that I'd want to sort of try and change my body shape just a bit bigger instead of being very sort of slim.
Okay, so you know, you talk about that you were very self-conscious, and that must have been a very sort of difficult time for you going through university.
Yeah. So I think it's going through the motions of meeting new people as well. I think if you're not very happy with how you look and you're meeting new people and you're self-conscious yourself, I think it can really hit hard on your confidence. And I think obviously having the gym for me was a great way for me to sort of build my confidence over the years as well. I think it just really helped me a lot.
So how did your confidence change towards the end of university for you?
I think by the end of the 3 years, because it was just a 3-year course, I think it did change dramatically. I think it was more sort of having good friends around me as well, and because the people who I lived with, they knew that I was sort of on the weight gain journey all the time, so they were really supportive of that. I think they liked it because it was so much different to everybody wanting to lose weight, so it was quite refreshing for them that there's people out there that actually wanted to sort of gain weight and get bigger in fact with their body. And I think it changed dramatically because I was so much more of a confident person when I left uni. I think because it's 3 years is such a good time, and obviously you're living away from home naturally as well. I could sort of buy the foods that I wanted for my diet, and I could sort of like take it into my own hands with what I wanted to do and the foods I wanted to eat and how I wanted to train as well. So I was feeling a lot more happy with myself after being at uni, and I think it's mainly because I knew what my end goal was, so I could always just concentrate on eating this much food, training this much, because I knew that's what I needed to do to get where I wanted to be.
Okay, so you talk about taking responsibility for sort of your own health and fitness and the diet that you've had, and you've had an opportunity to do that. How else did you sort of take responsibility for your goals when you finished uni?
So after uni, I started working, and I actually found that because I was back at home and I was working full time, I actually struggled a lot more than when I was at uni, because obviously I was at home and I lived with my mum at the time, and she was the one buying the food, so like the control that I had at uni sort of changed a little bit, but it just took me a lot more to sort of get the ball rolling once I actually got back home. But I was able to sort of push through and obviously join a new gym, just start getting back on my feet with everything. And then I also, because I love sort of the health and fitness industry itself, I actually put myself on a personal training course, because I just wanted to increase the knowledge myself, so I could help myself and obviously other people, as well as just doing it as a hobby for myself as well. In terms of me sort of personally, like my body shape, it got to the point where I realised that there was parts of me that I couldn't change through physical exercise. So 3 years ago, when I was 23, I had a breast augmentation, and I feel like that was a huge boost to my confidence. It was something that took me a long time to make the decision. It's something that I kept quite private to myself. I've never really sort of gone out and said, oh, I want to have a breast augmentation to my friends. It was never really something I publicly talk about. It was more something that I was really self-conscious about. I think that because doing all of the exercise, I was very flat chested anyway, and I think doing more of the exercise, doing a lot of fitness, they actually made them smaller, and for me that was sort of like a crush to my confidence, and it was something that I really just wanted to do for myself. So yeah, I just sort of took the plunge and had a breast augmentation 3 years ago, and it was a really good thing that I'd done for my confidence.
So you talked quite a lot about taking responsibility for yourself and gaining a better in-depth understanding of your own body and your own health and fitness. And I know that you mentioned that you kept your breast augmentation quite private, and I'm wondering, when you did start to open up, what sort of support that you did get?
I had really good support from my friends and the small bit of family that I told. I only told, there was sort of less than a handful of people that I told before the operation, because I'm naturally just a closed book with things, and it wasn't really something that everybody thought that I would do. I didn't want people to make a big deal out of it before I actually had it done. So the few people who I told before I had the breast augmentation, they were really, really supportive. My friends were really supportive, and everybody did sort of say to me, you know, why didn't you tell us sooner? I think everybody was sort of not so much upset with me, but they thought, you know, they thought that it was just something that they thought that I'd be able to open up to them, and obviously I only told them very close to the time, because I knew that sooner or later I'm going to end up having the operation, and they're going to wonder why I didn't tell them beforehand. But yeah, I was really sort of surprised when I told people, especially my family. I think because of the stereotype that people have, if you are going to have cosmetic surgery, it is something that you don't want to be stereotyped as having. Obviously I had it done because I was really unhappy with my body, and I knew it would be a huge confidence boost, which it was. It was one of the best decisions that I've ever done, and I just feel like I had really good support once I actually started to open up about it. I think the worst part is actually saying it, and then obviously afterwards the other people do just tend to do all the talking, and that's what really happened with me.
So you've talked a lot about taking responsibility for yourself, about improving your self-confidence through understanding yourself and your body and what kind of makes you happy, really. So what do you think you've learned the most about yourself through this journey that you've been on?
I think from sort of start to finish, it's really good to sort of just work on yourself and do things that make you happy, whether or not everybody's happy with that decision or not. I think it's always good to open up and talk to people about things, because you never actually know how people are going to react, and it was a huge relief for me to actually open up and speak to people about things that were bothering me, and to think that a lot of the time you do actually think that you can handle everything yourself. And I think that me talking to people actually made me realise that okay, people can actually help me with the different things that I spoke about, whether it's just making me feel a bit more confident about myself, giving me things and advice on the things that I needed help with, and just naturally just being there to support me as well. I just learned that it's good just to open up to people, because what's really the worst that can happen if you actually just open up and speak to people about things.
So what do you think the take-home message for our audience is today?
I think it's to make yourself your number one priority. Look after yourself. Always concentrate on yourself and your goals. I know that throughout my journey, investing in myself was a huge, big point for me, and that was even not so much doing the personal training course, but investing in myself by having the breast augmentation. You know, investing in me, just to make myself feel more confident. And also obviously you invest in yourself slightly by just joining the gym and stuff as well, which I know really helped me throughout my journey. And just looking after yourself, I think, is one of the main points, and just being happy and learning to be more confident in yourself as well.
Okay. Well, thank you ever so much for sharing your journey with us today, Kirsty. It's been really great to talk to you, and I hope that the audience has benefited from your experiences.
Yes, okay, thank you very much.
You.